Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of The Outer Worlds. We're here at Stellar Bay. We've been going around doing a bunch of side quests, mostly. We've eliminated a gang of youths, so let's get in and tell Sanjar, who apparently is running the place, that we've done him a solid.
Another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
Hi!
Well, new business turns up at last.
Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That's not why we're here.
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
My loins are moistened.
Often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
Apparently. Like, no. You have a meeting with me.
You'd be a hit in Byzantium.
Did you hear that power play, Celia? They don't make them like this anymore in Halcyon. I only hope you don't judge me by my handshake. Now, what business brings you here?
So, I'm charting my own path, going where the wind takes me.
What a charming notion. One doesn't meet many free spirits in Halcyon. Not outside Tartarus prison, anyway.
I suspect they're not
Forgive
particularly
me,
free.
I'd be positively enraptured. Only, I take it this means you aren't here for Saltuna.
If I had to eat one more weird science project pasta for feeding this frat-faced colony, no, let's be nice. Hey, it could always be both.
Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this particular letdown. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I'm not a corporate representative. Okay, if you're free of the other corporations, would you want to bring them back?
Surviving alone isn't as easy as it looks.
No, that's fair.
Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now.
Still doing well, though.
We've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
Understandable. And you're tired of scrounging and scraping by.
Yes, freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather costly paramour.
Exactly. Intellectualism fuels the train to mankind's future, but the tracks the train runs on are forged from practicality.
Max,
What?
that is a bit...
Yes, it's as though
over
the good
the top.
vicar has plucked the very words from my brain.
So what do you mean to do about it?
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
Okay.
On our terms, mind you.
Returning to the board is your only chance if you hope to survive here on Monarch. That doesn't mean it'll be easily achievable.
Indeed not. No worthwhile plan was ever simple. That's what I always say.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
Like how? What's the plan?
It's a two-pronged approach. The first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
Okay, that takes away the threat part. How do you mean to do that?
With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the
What's a Bolt 52
we'll be able to
cartridge?
become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Okay, that makes sense to me, but what is it?
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
Never realized fighting the bureaucracy could be this interesting.
It is quite the rush.
Okay, so where do I find one?
In the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in. These days it's overrun with marauders and raptidons.
Well, we should be able to take them out, no real problem. But why are you saying it that way?
Saying what, which way?
Arms. You're saying arms instead of arms.
That's just what it's called. It's supposed to stand for something, but I forget what.
Mm-hmm. Like automated, regulated military supplies or something? I'm sure I'll know it when I find it.
Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Or maybe take it and sell it somewhere. But before I go, I need to ask you about something.
What can I do for you?
There's the whole thing about the the Grim gang that I met. Oh no, where we go. There we go. Isaac Rose is dead. I found the people who killed him. That was it.
But that's terrible. What happened?
No, it was Elijah and his hooligan friends. I ran them out of
I'm
town.
glad to hear you've dealt with them. They've been causing quite a bit of trouble around town. I've been consumed with other matters of late, but I would have dealt with them eventually.
Of course you would have.
Of course I would have. Still, your intervention in the matter is much appreciated. Please consider this payment for your services.
And then there's Grim, the landing pad guard. We intercepted his
I see.
delivery.
And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff?
Actually, yeah, he did a bang-up job.
Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you?
I'm looking for an information broker.
Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate.
Okay, well, how do I get there?
You'd head south along the road and look for a mountain to the west. Not that I'd advise
Well,
it.
we're
It's
heading
a terribly
southwest,
dangerous
so-
trek. But if you insist on going, I'd recommend taking a local guide. Nyoka would be a prime candidate.
Yeah, we've already
If
spoken
you can
to
keep
her.
her sober.
Okay, I gotta go. So that was a fair bit of experience, but where does it leave us? We have potentially an informant to find, although I don't know if they're going to be marked on the map or even on the region. Well, it does show it as being in here somewhere. Ah, okay. Let's head over to the back and have a little look around. If it's over by the salt tuna plant, it could just be we weren't thorough enough when we were looking around before. So over the back, yeah, tucked behind here. Hello. So, crumpled note found on the corpse in Stella Bay. Most of the text on the note is obscured by blood, but you can make out the words Lila and the passcode Antediluvian. Okay. Well, that's the passcode that we needed. We haven't been down into the ruins yet. Is Catherine in town? Catherine looks to be out of town. Towards the southeast. Okay, we won't do that yet. So, Radio Free Monarch. That's heading to Devil's Peak, which is over in the west. We have Weapons from the Void, which is going to be heading to Fallbrook. We've got Herrick's handiwork to do, which is at the yacht club. Let's go talk to Herrick. Oh, sorry, talk to Caleb, try and convince him to come back to work. And that might be the last thing we've got to do inside the bay itself. It's like he's upstairs. And there's the stairs. Okay. Right. Hey, Caleb.
New face, huh?
Yeah, we saw you
from
before, but you
Off-World?
wouldn't talk to us. Yeah, Captain Hawthorne is the unreliable.
A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider it an MSI welcome.
That's
Why
very
don't you grab
kind.
a chair, sit a spell, and revel with us?
Well, we need to talk about Velma first.
Sure thing. What did you want to discuss?
Sandra's going to fire Velma if you don't return to work.
I never meant to call for anyone's head on a pike. Velma's not my favorite person, but she ain't been cruel to us. Devil it all. Now you got me feeling sorry for her. Fine. I guess we'll go back to work to save Velma's job. We'll find a better time to negotiate our wages.
There we
Tell Velma
go.
not to worry. We'll look out for her.
All it took was a little bit of lying and everyone's happy. Okay, well, we may as well go and tell her the good news and put our skill and perk point in just as soon as I get out from that little bit there. There we go. So, first things first, let's have a look at our perks. We need one more before we can hit tier 3. Could reduce the weight of consumables, that's always nice. Companion ability cooldowns for each kill could also be useful. Although I don't think we've really been using companion abilities. Yeah, let's get the bonus to headshot and weak shot damage. That's going to be very useful. Ooh, 50% science weapon damage. Look at that. That's probably going to be the next thing we get. Over on the skills, lying did come in quite useful there. We've got a decent amount of bonus because of our armor and because of Ellie. So for right now, I think putting points into hack to bring that up is going to be our best bet. There we go. We'll get it up to 50. Okay, now just a little. Can we not just hop over that? That's annoying. Fine, we'll go round. Velma, guess what?
I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but I'm up to my elbows in salt tuna guts.
Well, we managed to get Caleb back.
You knocked any sense into him yet?
I told him you were about to lose your job. He said he'll come back.
Well, that's awful nice of him. Sure wouldn't have expected that.
Maybe it'll
Thanks
bring you
for
all
your help.
together.
You've gotten me out of a tight spot here. Take this for your efforts. Honest work deserves honest pay. Something else on your
And
mind?
honest XP. You said Braxton had been stealing
such a
drugs.
nasty word.
Oh yeah, we already spoke
Let's
about
call
this.
it skimming. And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the sterile biotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts.
Okay, well, that's
We're not like those corporate
by the
towns
by.
where you
We
get
know
fined
he's
for
not
sleeping
had a
on the
good,
wrong side of the
good
bed.
time of it.
Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Braxton knows how to get the Saltuna, fat and mostly tumor-free.
Alright, I'll talk to you later. So, that's thinned things down a little bit. Let's have a look and see where the empty man is. So, Fallbrook is all the way down there. Yeah, so we're not going to go for that right this moment. Which means I think we go after the Bolt 52. It's an abandoned building north of Stella Bay. The other option is we go straight into the ruins and start poking around there, but I think we'll probably end up with a reason to go into the ruins. For now. Oh, this is the ruins. This is just the other side of it. So that must be the ruins south, or maybe down here, depending on where it comes out. Well, we're not far away from that that place. Let's get the old
Reminds me of the crew cabin on
sniper
one of my
out.
first ships.
The trick is not to breathe through your nose.
I see you, Raptidon Mauler. Get a little bit closer.
Here we go!
Got him! That's the last of them.
Little bit of tussle to warm up. I like it. I like it. The Spitter didn't have anything for us. But there's going to... probably could have blown that up as he went past. I need to be a lot more aware of the environment and things that we could use to our advantage. If I can get up here climbing on mushrooms. No, you just walk through the mushrooms. This whole area feels sulphurous. I think it's probably a good way of putting it. Wonder if I'm able to get up onto this. Maybe via these. Don't think we're going to have enough oomph to get onto the roof, but it's normally worth popping around and seeing what you can find. Don't see any automated turrets or anything, but I can hear Raptidons calling. Let's hit the Spitter first this time.
You won't get any mercy from me.
Yeah!
Oh, cool. One right on me.
That's one down.
We've got more coming around. Can't get a proper angle on it. They'll be able to take it out between them, but
We are
helping
victorious.
makes it go faster. Okay, you take the meat. Delicious Raptidon meat. We will sell that, probably first chance we get. Let's have a little look up top. We haven't really done any modding in a while, but we got a lot of mods very early on. From up here, I can see... Thank you for bringing your head around. Hello. Looks like they've taken cover. It's not going to stop our team. They're just going to charge in recklessly regardless. Let's grab the meat. Try and get in a position to help out. No idea where they've gone. Somewhere down that way. Oh, hang on. You guys back with me? Was not expecting that. Well, not going to complain. I'm assuming you did your job and there is no death and doom that we need to watch out for up ahead. Like the Raptidon that you guys left alive. There is one more.
Here we go. Excellent hit.
I am definitely noticing that our gun is not hurting these as much as I would like.
Think they left anything good behind?
I believe this place has seen better days.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Go!
Actually used some explosives there for a moment. Okay, let's go. Time dilation. Get some particularly accurate shots off. There is still more Raptidons left alive. Okay, well, let's back up for a moment because we haven't properly explored this area. So that's inaccessible. They've got a balcony, but there's nothing that can be done with it. Don't think there's going to be anything around the edge, but we'll come over here and check just in case. Raptidon Colossus, that sounds like a big nasty one. So I think we're going to want to get lined up so we've got some decent shots on it. There it is. Raptidon Mauler and the Colossus will be next to it. Or down that way. I lost track of which direction things are.
They shouldn't have stood in our way.
There's the Colossus.
They're in my sight.
That's a lot, but it's not enough. Let's time dilate. Okay, he's gone.
Well done. We're still alive.
Time dilation definitely works well with the sniper. I think I still prefer the shrink ray, but this is a good solid weapon. What the hell is this? This is just one of the walls to try and stop the Raptidons getting in. I see a little lootable chest up there, which means we're going to have a parkour challenge. It's got to be a way up, possibly running and jumping from here. Maybe. Ah. Or, you know, using... Ah, wrong button. Using the ladder to get up onto the roof and then going across onto the balcony that way. Far more sensible. Oh, balls. Don't worry, we healed quickly. Just a pain in the arse. Let's try that again. Fine, we'll just walk around very carefully. Totally worth it for 10 light ammo. 100% a worthwhile investment of time. Okay, well, we've checked through all of those. Let's have a look in here and see what we've got. Ammo, cool. Got a workbench, that's fine. Random detritus. What's that? Boston beans behind the loo. That is definitely not sanitary. Lovely little music box. think this place is pretty much looted now, except the fridge. Okay, that's all the stuff from in here. So, the arms place actually has hands coming out of it. Not exactly what I was expecting. There's also a ladder going up onto the roof of it. That makes me distrust it slightly. So we would need the arms building key to get in, but we can probably work out something else, either picking our way in or finding an alternative point of entry. Doesn't look like alternative points of entry are really happening. Okay, we pick it open then. It's not going to cost us any mag picks because of our lockpicking skill. Cookie Slims, bit cartridges just on the floor. I am going to be having a look through that machine in just a moment. See what we can find out about this place. We'll just do the looting downstairs before we hit it, just in case we set off some kind of alarm. That's all locked. Another tossball card. Alright, what's the terminal tell us? Archives, records, and miscellaneous storage. Okay, so not automated remote maintenance or anything like that. Let's view the executive reviews. Accessing loading last access document. Executive review for Sanjay Nadi. Sanjay has a bad habit of padding his reports with numbers and statistics, not very good with slogans, jingles, and or taglines. Presentations tend to be dry and lacking in emotional appeal and funny references. Sanjay also displays a noted tendency to complete work rather than delegating it, a trend unbecoming in upper management. All in all, Sanjay's work habits suggest a preoccupation with details and a startling lack of vision. We cannot recommend him for further advancement. Needs improvement in the following areas: interpersonal communications, brevity, delegation, and idea generation. Well, we can have a look through some of the others. So that was Sanjar's one. Let's have a look at Graham Bryant. Restricted file, executive authorization is required. Well, we'll just hack it. Graham's understanding of product messaging and branding is impressive, especially for a relatively low-level editor. Has a knack for memorable slogans and taglines. However, Graham has issues with brevity and shows consistent disregard for prescribed fonts and formats. Some of his work has been flagged for subversive undertones. Recommend further supervision. And then Dora Erickson. Dora shows a real knack for brief but compelling presentations supported by catchy slogans. Her delegation skills are also top-notch. She can build a lengthy meeting around any topic and emerge with plenty of work assigned. Recommend for promotion. Alright, delete all of them. That got us a bit of XP, which is always welcome. So now we're in the arms building. Let's see what we can get up here. Yeah, pick that open. Bit cartridges on the floor. Ooh, riot control armor. It's pretty light, but we'll be able to sell it. Grab all the luminous purple drinks and stuff. Okay, I think that's everything in here. At least in this section. Oh dear. Someone clearly did not have a good time.
Hello? Hello? I hear boots out there. Wait, can rats hear boots?
Snarl like a raptor. Yeah.
Get away!
I'm just messing with you. Who's in there?
Oh, thank the Eternal. I'm Huxley. Hux if you're lazy. I'm stuck.
Okay.
My friends and I were scavenging here, and a Mana Queen showed up. Then Raptidons. It was a void-blasted mess.
Yeah, that sounds pretty
I
nasty.
ran in here, and, now the door's locked. Little help?
I'm sure we can blow it open. But how did you get locked in?
It's easier than it sounds, alright? Next time you get chased by Raptidons, you let me know the rationality of your decisions.
Alright, that's fair. Well, I need to get into that room.
Phew. Thanks, lady. My buddy had a key, but I ain't heard him in a while. He locked me in here and took off. Probably got munched. So look for a dead guy, I guess. Or a rat. Maybe it's in a rat belly. Gross.
Okay, well, that's, there must be a way to open it from the inside.
What do you mean? It's locked.
Right, but let's try the handle, turn it upwards, and...
Wait, upward? Oh, my eternal soul, it worked!
Oh, that's so good.
Phew. Thank you so much. It was getting all stuffy in there, and I was getting a mite lightheaded, and I think maybe I was gonna die.
Yeah, I think you might have.
Now I'm out here, and I'm headed back to Amber Heights.
Cool. Well, we saved a person, so that's good. Normally when you help someone, they give you something for their trouble.
But I ain't got nothing on me. How's about a heaping helping of appreciation and respect?
Ooh. I think we try and persuade. Oh no, let's just be nice. Put in a good word with the iconoclast, and we'll call it even.
Can do.
There we go. Right. You sure you're okay to travel?
Oh, sure, I'm a runner. I'm used to getting all dizzy, and hey, who's your identical, slightly blurry friend?
Yeah. Good luck.
Thanks a lot, lady.
Maybe we'll run into Huxley again in the future. So that is the Bolt 52 cartridge that we need. We'll just check the other things first. Another flamethrower. That's always going to be fun. Some big cartridges, some more ammo, and one last mag pick. I think that is everything in here. Okay, let's grab that Bolt cartridge. And I think it's probably worth our time to take this back to town because we're not far away from town. But before we do that, let's just pop up onto the roof. Because you never know what you're going to find. And in this case, it doesn't look like a huge amount. Can we see anything over at that area? Not really. This does appear to be set up for someone come this way. I was not expecting there to be another ladder down over this side. I must have missed it on the way in. I suppose we were a bit obsessed with the Raptidons at the time.
I wonder what secrets these ruins contain.
I too wonder, Max. I do indeed. Okay, well, with that, we're going to finish up this episode. I think that's a good point to stop. So we'll start off next time by handing this in back at Stellar Bay. Thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. As always, if you have, be sure to give it a big thumbs up.
Hold on to your hats, children. This ride is about to get ugly.
What have you seen? If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another episode of The Outer Worlds. See you soon.